Yep. Now, Justice League is coming out in the UK over the weekend, so I will have a review of that on my channel fairly soon. But I think for the time being, for my weekly update, one of my favourites, or one very funny TV show that I've grown to love. It has just finished its 12th series, and I felt it's a show worth talking about. The show is, of course, Red Dwarf. For those who don't know, you're missing out on a really good show, but the basic premise is that you've got a mining ship deep in the future run by four people. You got the last remaining human on Earth, known as Dave Lister, played by Craig Charles, who, frankly, he's the last hope of humanity and he's a bit of a slob, which makes them very funny comedy. You've got a kind of mutant human cat creature played by Danny John Jules, referred to simply as the Cat. That's very funny. You've got Robert Llewellyn as a mechanoid named Chryson, and a kind of selfish hologram known as Arnold J. Rimmer, played by Chris Barry. Anyway, the show has been running, I think, since the 1980s, and it's grown immensely popular, hence the 12 series. It's like Doctor Who, it's kind of had its heyday, but then also enjoyed a revival, and it's done very well. I mean, the 12th series, I feel, kind of continues the kind of mad style of it, whereas Doctor Who will often be a little bit more kind of quiet and reserved. Red Dwarf can just go kind of full on mental. I mean, just from the look of the series, this series alone, you've got a research station trying to cure evil, and it is subsequently contains Hitler, Vlad the Impaler, Stalin, and Messalina, which, believe me, makes some very funny comedy, especially with Dave, especially with Lister, who kind of strikes up a friendship with Hitler. They end up playing guitar together. That's a very funny look at it. You also got an episode about mechanoid activists who kind of try and fight for Crichton's rights, even though he seems perfectly happy. You got an episode where they encounter a ship in which criticism is illegal, and can subsequently have you drained for it. You've also got an episode where the machines on board Red Dwarf go on strike, subsequently causing a general election between Crichton and Rimmer as to who will fight for the machines' rights. Then you've also got an episode where where after rebooting the systems, the crew find that the Jupiter Mining Corporation was bought by a company called M Corp, who turn out to be a little bit more sinister than you might expect, deliberately causing disasters so you will pay for various bits of equipment, even though they technically start it. And finally, for the final episode, you've got an episode where it's kind of similar to something Futurama did, which is that after an accident, there are time skips. Only the main course with them is that with every decision that you don't make, you subsequently end up doing that through a time skip. Say you would have a choice of whether you were going to go to the cinema. You would say to yourself, "Oh, I'm going to go to the cinema," and then you would find yourself not going to the cinema because that's the alternate choice. So you end up sitting on the couch at home. Yeah. And of course, we have at the end of the episode kind of Rimmer jumping between realities, trying to find one where he's not a loser. I mean, the show, as I said, the show is frankly hilarious, and I advise you, anyone who hasn't seen it, I advise you check it out, because it is a hilarious show. It's been running for a very long time, and I think it's holding up rather well. I mean, the thing that kind of really sells is the chemistry with our four leads, Robert Llewellyn, Craig Charles, Danny John Jules, and Chris Barry. They work off each other so well in this show, and I honestly think it's a winning combination. It's just hilarious. So yeah, I advise you go and check it out. It's finished. It's got 12 series under its belt. Admittedly, one of them, Series 9, is rather short, made up of only 3 episodes, but it's still a very funny show, and I advise you, anyone who hasn't seen it, check it out. It is just hilarious. Anyway, as I said, I'll try and have a Justice League have a review up fairly soon. But until then, I advise you check out Red Dwarf. It's a really fun show. See ya.